So I'm not sure who all is with us, but thank you for joining us today. This evening, as Tori and I try to field a few questions, I'd like to start with just a short little newscast. Maybe we will answer a few questions just with our newscast. So, first, are we canceling camp? No, we are not. We are having camp this summer. Let me say that again. We are having camp this summer. It will look different. It'll look different whether it's a virtual camp or whether it's an on-site camp. It will look different. Just because the country starts to open back up does not magically make that COVID virus disappear. We still will need to make changes at camp if we're able to be here on site with how we operate, how we clean. More information comes out daily, often contradicting what we just read yesterday. So we are enhancing everything we can as far as cleaning and making sure we understand how to make sure everybody stays as safe as possible. We're talking to our doctors, our nurses, the local health departments, the American Camping Association, the Provincial Elders Conference even gives us recommendations on how to reopen and what we should do. So with that being, I just want to remind everybody, we are having camp, but it will look different. If there are camps, I did get this question earlier, if there are camps, if our camps are canceled, will there be a virtual option? Yes, there will. We will look, we are now providing, Scarlett is looking through with the deans on how best to have that camp. Right now, we're looking at maybe a camp in a box, where we send campers that can't come up onto the mountain, we send them home we send to their home a t-shirt, a camp picture, the crafts that they would do each day up here. We'll have daily devotions and opening assemblies. M-Staff is going to create campfires. And so everything will be just like camp, except it'll be at your house. And it'll be substantially less than being on site for a week. We've not come up with a cost with that yet. We're still working on that, but we're essentially planning dual camps right now. We're planning a virtual camp and an on-site camp, so we'll be ready for whatever we find out. If we do have camp, will we have to limit the numbers of people? Yes, we will. Most likely we will. I can't imagine, I could be wrong, I can't imagine that we would be able to have 200 people up here by mid-July. So we're not sure how that's going to look. We're not sure what we're going to do, but we probably will have to limit camps. One thing we're trying to consider is if we can split camps. We run 2 senior highs, 2 middle highs, 2 junior camps. We're already doing. Is there a way to do that so everybody has a chance to come to camp, and yet we can do smaller groups? If we are here, the groups will have to be smaller too. We're trying to figure out how do we eat. If we have 75 people here and that's what we can have, how do we eat 75 people in the dining hall and still be safe and provide safe social distancing? What are we going to do to protect campers? Parents should be seeing things soon from Scarlett. We're talking through, we're going to have a waiver. Everybody will know, because we can't eliminate the virus, but we will minimize our risk. When people come up, we will screen them before they ever come to the home site. They'll be pre-screened at home, and they'll have to bring that pre-screening paper with us. Our nurses are helping us create that. We're using doctors, CDC, American Camp Association. We're using all those avenues to come up with a waiver, a form, to make sure we're checking history and being as safe as possible for those that can't come up. Tori, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I think it's important too to remember that we at camp already have a process in place for what we do if someone has a fever. They are automatically taken to the infirmary, and then if they have a fever, they go home. So that would obviously stay the same. Staff would be seeking medical attention, and I think it's really important that parents and campers alike that as we move closer to the summer and as things continue to come out, everybody stays up to date, because campers, being up on the mountain, we're going to depend on you too to help uphold all of these requirements as well. It's going to take all of us as a community to be able to be at Laurel Ridge this summer, provided, you know, the CDC recommendations and everything. We're looking forward to a good summer. We're hopeful, we're excited, and like Trey said, it might mean 2 senior highs, it might mean 2 middle highs, and that's okay. If that's what it means, and that's what it means, we're going to do everything we can to have a safe and healthy and wonderful summer with Laurel Ridge. So I think that's really important for us to remember as we move forward and get closer to summer.
I have other questions before we started, just in case. Cleaning, what are we doing cleaning? Our chemical supplier and the CDC provides all kinds of options for chemicals that are known to kill the virus. So Karen Eagle, our housekeeping supervisor, guest supervisors, is cleaning everything now. And then the M staff will have more cleaning this summer. We will train them, and we will clean in between every meal, in between every bathroom break, in between every use of the showers and everything like that. So we will minimize the risk. And campers, you will wash your hands. You'll wash your hands more than you ever thought. You will look like you have done the dishes all week by the time you go home on Saturday if we get to have camp up here, because you will have dishpan hands from washing your hands. Every time you turn around, we're going to wash our hands.
And you know, and Trey, you talking about that with the campers, you know, it's like I said, y'all, we're all in this together. And if we want to have a safe community at Laurel Ridge, as we always try to every summer to do our best to do that, it means a little bit more this year. So we all have to be committed and be all in fully, whatever that looks like. Helping, you know, clean things, straighten up, whatever we need to do to be on the mountain. I would assume that all of you would be very willing and ready to support those requests.
Absolutely, I'm sure they will. Another question I got was, will my camper need to wear a face mask? We're studying all the options. If we don't require a face mask and somebody wants to wear one, absolutely. We are looking at ways to maybe make a face mask for everybody that does come up if we can have camp. And then you might get your own personalized face mask that's got Laurel Ridge on. So we will work through those recommendations and stay up to date on those. Another question I got was, what activities can we do? We're social distancing. How do you play basketball 6 feet apart if we can't share a basketball? We're looking through all the different activities. We may have some new activities. We may have to create things, new games that we're just not sure of right now, but we're learning more and more every day. One thing, swimming. If the pool's open, you know, they have chlorine in it, but our lake, we don't chlorinate. I don't think the fishes would care for the chlorine if we put it in the lake, so we're not sure about swimming. We do think we can do canoeing and water sports. We talked to our insurance consultant the other day, and she was all for us doing canoeing and kayaking and those things, and we'll just have to make sure we clean the canoes, clean the paddles, clean the life jackets, and all those things. We will sanitize everything in between every use.
We had some good questions.
We did. Another question we had was, how will the campers be seated and served in the dining hall? Sorry, I forgot to record this. Is it recording? Okay. Oh, never mind. I didn't have to. Good. Michael, remember for me. How will we sit in the dining hall? That's going to be a decision that is really going to be based on the number of campers that we can have, or number of people we can have here. That's a big dining hall, and if we're limited on numbers, and we'll spread people out 3 to a table, and we'll have tables all over the place. If we don't have enough room in the dining hall, we got 4 lodges we can eat in. If it's a pretty day, we've got outside, we can picnic. There are all kinds of places that we can come and eat on this mountain and stay socially distant. How do we socially distance assemblies? That's an interesting one, because Scarlett and I were talking. We think we're learning from one of our other camps that comes up and rents it from us, where each camper brings their own towel and they sit on their own towel, and so we don't have chairs to clean. If you're on your own towel, you don't touch anybody else's towel. You stay safe, and we can spread out in the assembly hall. If it's a pretty day, again, there's no reason we can't have an assembly outside. So we're looking through all those options, the best way to stay safe. But if we're inside and it's a rainy day, we'll probably look at everybody bringing their own towel, and we'll go from there. Tori, have you heard any other questions?
Yes. One question I've got is Laurel Ridge going to make it? Are we going to be sold? And no, we are not going to sell Laurel Ridge. We do not want to, and that is nowhere near or in our minds. We, as a board and with the staff, we have been so grateful for the leadership that Trey and the rest of the staff have provided us. I am confident in Laurel Ridge and where we are right now and how we are going to get through the pandemic because of how the last couple of years have gone for us financially. And with our recent history and how things are looking, we are very blessed and very fortunate to be where we are right now. We have a lot of generous supporters through the Moravian Church and through all of the many people that come up to Laurel Ridge from different congregations, different denominations, for different reasons that may not be associated with a church group specifically. And so all of those people combined have really helped put us where we are now. Another question that I received was, how can I give to Laurel Ridge? And giving to Laurel Ridge has gotten a lot easier here lately. You can go to the website and click on the donation button, and I have it written out so I don't mess it up. So I just want to make sure I get it right because I'm still learning the new way to give to Laurel Ridge too. We have a lot of individuals who are asking about giving in different ways. And for me, being a younger person, it's really hard to want to be able to give a large amount at one time. It's just not always doable or doable at all, but I can give smaller amounts over a period of time. So Laurel Ridge now has that opportunity. If you are like me and giving smaller amounts over a period of time works for you, you have that ability and you are still making a big impact to support Laurel Ridge and the mission and the ministry of the camp, conference, and retreat center. So we know right now is a uncertain time for many people financially across the country. That is a reality that we are facing, not just in the United States, but globally. I think it's important to remember that we have brothers and sisters in other provinces that come and join us in the summer on the mountain, and they are also struggling financially in their countries as well. So right now it's okay to give in lower amounts. If you need to more often, that is an option on the website. You just go to Laurel Ridge, click the donate button, and that's okay. Like, for example, if you wanted to give $120 to Laurel Ridge over the course of a year and you couldn't give $120 right then, you can give a $10 monthly gift for 12 months. And that would take care of your $120 gift. So it's a little bit easier on our wallets, and it still helps us make a positive impact on Laurel Ridge. So those were some of the questions I got as a board member. There were some others, but I think we'll get to those later.
Well, Sarah Sawtell asked me what was my favorite place on the mountain. And
Good question.
I believe it's anywhere and everywhere. I don't have a favorite place up here. I just enjoy being here. Recently, with this working from home, I've been able to take more walks, get out on our trails. When we can have volunteers back up, we have a lot of work to do on our trails, but it's still good. It's good out there. I can get in 2 to 4 miles a day out here just hiking the roads. I see Michael running past me every now and then, but I'm old, so I just walk. So, Tori, do you have a favorite place?
Oh man. I mean, of course, I love the top of the mountain. But I know this sounds weird, but the stump outside the dining hall is my favorite place because that's where I believe and really felt like I got my call to ministry. So the stump of all places outside the dining hall is my favorite place for sure. For sure.
I just got a question from Josh. I believe this is a holdover from last week, Josh. on how many campfire sites there are on the mountain. Now that's a little different question than was during trivia night. Trivia night was how many wood burning spots were there on the mountain. So campfire sites is a little different, so we'll have to count through those. I will count the outside Higgins campfire that is in a fire pit. Then we have the one up past the assembly, the prayer labyrinth, that's the word I'm looking for. Then we have Second Valley. Then we have Green Cathedral, top of the mountain. Assembly Hall is a, can I count that one, Josh? Assembly Hall, since that is a fireplace. Then we have the dining hall. We have 4 lodges. We have the lakeside. We have the fire pit at Tice, the wood burning fireplace at Tice. There's a fire pit at Trey's house. And then there is a fire pit at Michael's house. And then I have a campfire site out back at my house. And I have a wood burning stove in my house. And then the mine house has a wood burning fireplace. So how many ever that was is how many we have.
The Friends Cottage?
Friends Cottage is a gas fireplace.
Oh. Well, what about the back porch of Higgins? Did we count that?
Yes, I got the fire pit on the back porch at Higgins.
Hey, there's a lot. Just making sure. Josh, did we get them all? He's not going to reply.
Seemed like I counted 20 the other night, and then I was reminded that I didn't even get 20, but as I was counting through it, I missed the answer too. But I believe there's 20 wood burning places here on the mountain. Oh wait, and then we have the bonfire place down there on the softball field too. So that's the other.
How do you become a board member?
Would you
I can
like
answer
to answer
that.
that? Sure.
So the way to become a board member is you go through a nomination process. So members of the board every year go through a process of 2 things. One, we either reach out to people we know who we think should be on the board. And then 2, you can always reach out to Laurel Ridge and share that you are interested with being on the board. And we will collect your contact information and give you an update once we get to our nomination process, which is in the fall when we nominate board members onto the board. Happens every fall. And then the board members start in January, and it's a 3-year term commitment. So either a board member reaches out to you every year to see if you would like to be on the board, or you are welcome to contact us at Laurel Ridge and leave your contact information with your interest, because there's always people interested in serving Laurel Ridge that we may not know are interested, or might be from another group that wants to serve Laurel Ridge more than we may realize they want to. So we leave it open for both ways to receive your information.
And Tori, they can send it, if they'd like to self-nominate, just send it to info@laurelridge.org. The other thing is we're always looking to fill specific skill sets because our board members really try to help us as staff plan. We don't need the volunteers of the board to run camp for us or run Laurel Ridge, but we really need their skill set, their creative thinking, their strategic thinking. So we're really always looking for financial minds, financial development people, fundraising, marketing, all kinds of people. So we have a great board right now that fit a lot of our needs. And so everybody loves Laurel Ridge. And so now we'll try to make sure we fit the needs of where we are with our current skill set and our future skill set. I did have another question that somebody asked me about the 60th anniversary. This is our 60th year. We are celebrating on July 25th and 26th, if possible. And that is the day Bishop Higgins and the group first came up to the mountain to get ready for the very first camp, to prepare for the first camp. It's an all-day event. It will start when Middle High ends. It'll go all day into the evening. We hope people stay overnight. We'll have a worship service on Sunday and then a lunch. The event is free. The food will be a nominal charge. We're looking to have food trucks on Saturday. So it's just what you like to eat. Sunday, breakfast, and Sunday lunch will be just sort of nominal. You'll already eat lunch by the time you get here, hopefully on Saturday. It'll be a great event. We'll have musicians. We're looking for a bouncy house. All the regular camp activities will be available. Hiking will be at Higgins, looking at trivia and creating a story wall. We want to really try to capture what has happened the first 60 years. And we'll figure out how to do that on a wall. And then we might have a few extra special items during that day. We hope to come up. If that is a rain or shine day, if we're not able to host people just because of the minimums and limits that people hasn't increased enough, then our COVID backup date, we like to call it, is going to be September 18th. And that is weekend of family camp. A lot of these same activities at family camp. So we will come up on the 18th and 19th of September, and it'll be the same exact event. The following weekend, we are having our 60th anniversary golf celebration. That is at Reynolds Park Golf Course in the morning. There'll be more details that come out for that, but it'll be a shotgun start. $240 per team. So a team of four, start practicing. Thomas Saltel said he was going to beat everybody because he has nothing to do at home except practice right now. And so he's ready. So I'm not sure Butch will play with him, but hey, we'll see. And so then we will, Sunday night is our annual dinner where we will sort of wrap up this year's annual campaign. And then the following Sunday, we will wrap up our 60th anniversary celebration with a love feast at Freedland Moravian Church. That is going to be in the middle afternoon after the crop walk. That is the crop walk Sunday. So we don't want to take anybody away from raising money for the crop walk. So go to the crop walk and then head on over to Freedland for a love feast there. So that's really our 60th anniversary celebrations. Any questions about that? We can ask more, or again, send myself, Trey at Laurel Ridge, or Michael at Laurel Ridge, and we'll be happy to answer other questions about 60th anniversary.
And it's free that weekend, the 25th and 26th. It is a free event for everyone to come up. Your room reservations, though, you have to make a reservation for Higgins.
Yes, you do have to.
Right, Trey?
It's going to be like $10 to stay at camp. And then our Higgins are going to be half price, our normal weekday half price. So for the weekends, so anybody that would like to stay overnight at Higgins, it's going to be in the 40 to 50 range. I don't think exactly, but it'll be half of what you would normally pay for a weekend night to be at Higgins. And that's per room, not per person. So I think we're expecting a lot of fun. It'll be great. We're just hoping that everybody stays safe and does their social distancing now. The more we do that, the safer we stay now, the sooner we all can get back to a more normal, and whatever our new normal looks like.
Are there any questions from anybody?
If not, we'll give you a couple more minutes, but this will be on Instagram and YouTube. We'll post it so you can come back through and you can read and listen to any of the questions we have. It may prompt more questions. And so we're excited about this summer. We're excited about this opportunity. We'll do this regularly. Hopefully we'll have another one of these next week, and we can talk more about specifics of camp. Hopefully we will know. But stay safe, wash your hands, social distance, do everything you've been doing, just do it even more, even better. I thank everybody for joining. And Tori, if you have any last words.
Yeah, and I'll say too, many of you know that we've had the staff at Laurel Ridge has been thinking creatively outside the box with virtual campfires and a lot of other wonderful ways to reach out to everyone, because we all want to be on the mountain right now, and staff knows that. So campers, parents, if there's a way that we as a camp can help you and your families, if you have any creative ideas or anything like that, please feel free to share that with any of us, because that's what we're here for. That's what Laurel Ridge is here for, is to be a ministry and to minister even in tough times. So we're all in this together, and we want to hear from you so we can be the best that we can be for you all in preparation for the summer.
So stay tuned to our YouTube channel where we release a new craft or new Vespers every week. And I hope you've enjoyed those. I've thoroughly enjoyed some of those.